tragos más tragos, lo que aguantes. Adelante, 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 adelante. Un trago, dos tragos, no te espantes. Tres tragos más tragos, lo que aguantes. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra. Disfrutando la playa, la agua tan clara. Con este calor, una cerveza y un puro lleno de yesca, puro relajo. Quizá unos tragos, si invito yo pago. Buscando donde caigo, de noche le sigo. Persigo el sonido, lavando al DJ. Que toquen y toquen hasta que el sol amanezca. El party le sigue. Permiso aquí no se pide, permiso aquí no se pide. Adelante, 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 adelante. Un trago, dos tragos, no te espantes. Tres tragos más tragos, lo que aguantes. Adelante, 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 adelante. Un trago, dos tragos, no te espantes. Tres tragos más tragos, lo que aguantes. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra. Las mujeres más finas, de cabeza a cadera. Mira cómo se empina, que bien le atina. La cosa más fina, sube la clima, baila, camina. ¿A dónde vas, mija? Aquí no hay prisa. Manos arriba, despacio, tocas el suelo. Se te paran los pelos. Me paro, me arreglo en medio. Te agarro del cuello. Te gusta, ya veo. Me aprietas y bailas más feo. Ya sé que lo quieres, yo quiero. Ya sé que lo quieres, yo quiero. Adelante, 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 adelante. Un trago, dos tragos, no te espantes. Tres tragos más tragos, lo que aguantes. Adelante, 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 adelante. Un trago, dos tragos, no te espantes. Tres tragos más tragos, lo que aguantes. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra. Sube tu copa. Yo quiero otra.
So slow, Pismo the beach, riding in a low through Essen Valley. Lompoc, Santa Barbara, you know Vista gon' get it started. Pouring up the bottle, rolling Wild Marley, Ventura, Oxnard, all in the party. It's Saturday, what to do? Let's hit the parking barbecue. Call the gang and make a move. We gon' party all night, make the baddies choose. It's Saturday, what to do? Let's hit the parking barbecue. Call the gang and make a move. We gon' party all night, make the baddies choose. Today's the day, I'ma get it poppin'. Going through my phone, I got so many options. Number after number, like I work at the auction. I spill some game on the floor, baby, you should come out, bitch. You can take my hand, I'm going up like a rocket. I got the keys to the 5, like I work with the locksmith. If I tell you pull up, then you know that we locked in. If I let you drop the boat, then you know that we rockin'. We gon' dip, we gon' slide, we gon' rep the 805. We not in, we outside. We gon' take new pics by the old school ride. We gon' dip, we gon' slide, we gon' rep the 805. We not in, we outside. We gon' take new pics by the old school ride. It's Saturday, what to do?
Yeah. Make your way in.
Call the gang and make a move. We gon' party all night, make the baddies choose. It's Saturday, what to do? Let's hit the parking barbecue. Call the gang and make a move. We gon' party all night, make the baddies choose. You keep looking at my drip, everybody stare. Shaking hands, making plans at the Midstate Fair. Hop on all these peas, baby daddy, but I really don't care. I'm flexing at the crib with my fingers in the air. You started with a square, now you fucking with a player. We gon' dance, we gon' slide, we gon' rep the 805. We not in, we outside. We gon' take new beats on the old school ride. We gon' dance, we gon' slide, we gon' rep the 805. We not in, we outside. We gon' take new beats on the old school ride. It's Saturday, what to do? Let's hit the park and barbecue. Call the gang and make them move. We gon' party all night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. My name is the Holy Lord Sanctus, God of the Coast, your host on the only station playing 805 hip-hop and R&B every Wednesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, man. I'm so happy to be here with y'all today because we got a lot to fucking talk about for one, off the jump. If you're unaware, we've been talking about this potential battle that was underway between King Harris and Inzom and Sirrealist. Well, the battle has kicked off. King Harris fired shots first, Sirrealist fired back, and then Inzom just added to the conversation today. So we're going to go over all the tracks. We're going to talk about it. We're going to give our opinions, who's winning the battle, how this makes the Ox looks. But I'm going to give you all a preview and just let you know, I think that the Oxnard is looking alive and well right now. Shout out to all the MCs hopping on the mic, hopping out there and showing the skill. Because like I said last week, it's not spicy, it's not beefy, it's not a beefy battle, it's just a spicy battle. You know what I'm saying? It's like a spar, and they're really showcasing MC prowess and rapping ability. So we're gonna go over all that when Uno and Big Mike get in the chat. Also have brand new charts, a lot of movement on the charts. Actually, let's get into that right now. While we let's get into that right now. So if you're unaware, we live in the 805 area, California. That's in between San Francisco and Los Angeles. We have our own Billboard chart. We have a very popping and robust music community out here. Little did you know, we got hip hop out here. You know, Kyle, Anderson, Pac, among others. Mad Lib are from out this way. So we have a lot of musical history and a dope scene out here. And so if you're ever riding through and you want to know who you should be listening to, then you can tap into Connect the Coast charts and find out the CTC radio charts. They refresh every week and they're live. Right now we have Big Time Bake at number 1. We're getting to it. He's been at number 1 for about 3 weeks. So shout out to him for that. At number 2, we have Lil Bams with Back in It. At number 3, we have he's from Santa Barbara, 1100 G-Way from Oxnard in at number 3 with Not That. Number 4, this is a brand new entry with Omega Nova and Miggy Hates You with Omegalodon. They just dropped a self-titled album, Omegalodon. It's very, very dope. I just listened to it yesterday. I highly suggest it. If you like traditional hip-hop, definitely go check it out, Omegalodon. At number 5, we have King Harris debuting with his Sirrealist disc. At number 6, we have The Name Uno with I Still Choose You. At number 7, we have Sirrealist debuting with his King Harris disc. At number 8, we have September from Oxnard with Bounce Back. At number 9, we have The Name Uno out of Oxnard with Letter to the Heavens. And at number 10, we have a brand new entry. First timer on the chart. I don't really know how to say her name. I think it's Tepser. It might be Tep SR. But she got a joint called I Tried in at number 10. And I'm telling y'all, I've been saying this for a minute. I think the coast is very, very thirsty for a female that everyone can get behind. Because it don't matter what female I post on Connect the Coast, she gonna chart every time. It don't matter who it is, she gonna chart. She gonna chart big over fellas who I've been posting for years, which tells me that the 805 is dying for a female artist. So you labels out there, the second y'all sign one that has a joint, that has one of them joints, it's out of here, I guarantee you. But that's the chart. Shout out to all the artists that made the chart. If you want to check it out, it's connect.club/charts. Let's connect with an X. I'm gonna play a song and bring my co-host up, and then we're gonna get into it, man. We got King Harris versus Inzom versus Sirrealist, and the coast is talking about it. And we started the conversation, man. Can we get a round of applause for that? You know what I'm saying? We're not the origin of the conversation, but we got the conversation popping. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back and the team on the back for that one. So let's go. This is Baby Tron. We'll be right back. CTC Radio.
Me in the city is wifed up. When I'm outside, they get hyped up.
Tell all these rappers to pipe down, they upset they ain't doing it like us. Diamonds is dancing like Mike Jack, you see all of my fingers is iced up. Pack up these niggas in zigzags and I light them up and get high as fuck. Niggas claim they got all the sticks, but they rolling around with their safety on. Funny niggas, they comedians, they be wildin' out, call them Apion. Shift key, niggas all cap, they ain't on the shit that they say they on. Top 2 and I'm not 2, motherfucker, I feel like I'm Babytron. Yeah, I'm the king of the universe, feel like I'm Babytron. Emperor of the universe, feel like I'm Babytron. Yeah, feel like I'm Babytron. Top 2 and I'm not 2. Thank God that I'm not you, motherfucker. And we back, and we back, and we back. What's poppin'?
Shit, what's good?
Yo, it's
What's the deal?
actually a little bit of a conversation that you could track back to this show is permeating throughout the entire 805. This is not the first time it's happened, but I do think it's the first time it's happened in a positive way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it ain't
There's no drama
There ain't
behind
no
it.
drama behind it. There ain't no fallout, and it's about music. And I'll be goddamn if there's a battle on the coast going on, and we're not gonna talk about this shit as much as we talked about Drake and Kendrick. And then shout out to the team, you know what I'm saying? Because we was kind of quiet for 2 weeks, and then we came back with a vengeance. You know what I'm saying?
Full vengeance, man.
Shout out to Frank at Downstar. He reached out. He said he's really excited about how things is going. He been posting for a long time and ain't really seen no motion like this. And it's a hip hop scene. I feel like if you treat it well, it will treat you well. That's it. This is the first time I've actually ever seen a bunch of different media talk about the same thing, like an actual scene. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I've never seen that in 8 years where we didn't coordinate, but all the media pages got on board and is talking about this. And now it's a conversation. So how do you think the conversation is going is the question.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool. I kind of get in all sides of the conversation, you know, like behind the scenes, what we seeing up front. So my mindset is kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of like all over the place, but it's been lit, bro. It's been dope. It's dope to hear niggas stepping outside and rapping. It's dope to you know, it all comes from opinions and how people think of themselves and what people and the lack thereof of what other people think of them. So it's really dope to see it all translate. I'm glad it's been in a positive way. I'm glad the people that are in the beef are the ones in it. And it's not like a nigga like myself. You know, it's like, you know, I'm actually like, because, you know, certain niggas gonna take it to a place it probably shouldn't go. And because we're doing it, and I'm one of those niggas, so I'm glad that we're doing, like, it is who's in it. You know what I mean? I do appreciate how they're all taking it and the conversation evolve around and who's rapping the best. And of course, there's gonna be tribalism on each side. But it's still dope to just have the conversation happening, you know?
Yeah. So if you're just joining the conversation, we'll give you a quick little recap. There's a podcast that you guys all should follow. Uno's actually just on it. It's called Downtime with Downstar. It's a dope episode. I highly should recommend you check out Uno's episode. But before Uno was on there, Sirrealist was on there, and he was talking to Frank. Shout out to Frank, the host of Downtime with Downstar. G-Way, what up? Dilla Bass, what up? And he was asked who was one of the best MCs in Oxnard, and Sirrealist said Inzom was his favorite. And I didn't have the context. Maybe I had forgotten and been told before, but I just didn't remember that Inzom and him were in a group together, and you know, they're really close. And so my mind first went to like, oh, well, there's like a ton of MCs in Oxnard, so I don't know that I put Inzom at number one, but I do think it's a good conversation. So we came back and we talked about that clip on this show. King Harris gets wind of the conversation, throws his hat in the ring. I don't think, like I said, it's not in a beefy way. It's just in a way that, because someone was asking like, why did King Harris he's the only one that took offense. And I was like, I don't really think he took offense to it at all. I just think that he's been around so long that he don't want you talking about rap from Oxnard and not mentioning his name. And so he gotta throw his hat in the ring and let you know if you don't know. And he called out some names and set off a sparring match, and here we are today. Shout out to King Harris for that. So what I'm gonna do is play a clip of King Harris's. I'm gonna play a clip of Inzom's. If you want to kind of get caught up, you can go to connect.club. We built this little widget right here where you can vote for your favorite, so we can kind of track it. The charts are saying King Harris is winning. We can talk more about that after we play these clips, but we want to know what the community is saying, so you can go and vote for your favorite at connect.club/feed. Let's check out King Harris's clip first.
Pay them off, that's to take a lot. Gotta ask God, give me the strength to take a loss. Rather pay the cost than pay them off, that's say a lot. Ain't no signs to it, you probably knew I was in the rut. I know you was big in the rough, and I don't mean to interrupt. I'm just a little sensitive, and that nigga ain't say enough. The irony of it is your ass set up and said enough. Must have been deep in this cup.
Shout out to King Harris. Let's check out Inzom's. And these are, I'm only playing the clips because I want y'all to go listen to the full track. I want y'all to go listen to the full track. I might play them in the show, but I want to get into the meat of the conversation. I don't want to be playing the whole time. So
I also got to respond to Bobby No Style, so I'll respond after we play the clip.
Okay, I got it. I didn't see the chat. What'd he say?
He just asked why did King Harris go at Sirrealist and not Inzom.
Got you.
Alluded to something, but we'll continue the part. You can play the clip first, and then
all right. And this is Inzom's response.
This nigga, hey, this nigga Mark is crazy.
Mentioned by a name that don't carry weight, but when you point your fingers for a deal, the aim is very straight.
Let me run that back.
Red list. It's the dogs, bitch. FND, motherfucker. Man, what you talking about, you fucking crybaby? Shut the fuck up. Look, heard my name being mentioned by a name that don't carry weight, but when you point your fingers for a deal, the aim is very straight.
That's the shorter clip. I know it's very short, but like I said, go follow Inzom, follow Sirrealist, follow King Harris, and go listen to the clips. Support the streams on their platform so they get the streams. We just want to talk about the shit. So go ahead and get your response off, and then we'll dive in.
I just know that niggas only listen to what they want to listen to. By that question, right? And I know G-Way's responding and saying that it wasn't a shot. Sirrealist said something and Inzom did it. But in the clip you just played, he threw a shot at Inzom, which is why Inzom responded. I think if you listen to it, instead of being, not saying tribal, I just also see everything. So I see niggas' comments. I see where niggas are siding with different shit. But that just goes to the point where people aren't really listening to what they want to, like, they only listen to what they want to listen to. And I'm not saying Bobby No Styles falls in that. I'm not going to be around the country. He falls in that category because I seen his comments. So I know who he was. I know who he's going for and who he's rooting for. But that just lets me know that he doesn't listen. Now, he said, he didn't say Inzom's name. He said Sirrealist's name because the interview started and took place with Sirrealist, stating that his favorite was Inzom and Inzom would kill anybody in the 805. So his response to that was, how you can't kill me off. That was what the track was pretty much saying. Sirrealist heard the track, decided to respond with the entire diss track to King Harris. So I already feel like there's already a certain level of like If I throw shots, but I don't make a whole diss song, then it's not necessarily a diss song. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the response is the diss song, and the response from Inzom is the diss song. King Harris has yet to do a diss song, like in my opinion. But I think that it was also he just threw out the shots. He threw out, now he says Sirrealist's name, but he threw out the shot. If you listen to the clip that you just played, there's also shots in there that he's talking to Inzom about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fact that the point that he ain't said enough, but the irony is that you keep saying that you saying too much. There's a lot of disses shots in the songs that he's talking to both parties, but
I think you bring up I think you bring up an interesting point. Like, how are we defining shots these days? Because these days it feels like if you say a nigga's name, that's a shot. And I think you bring up a good point. I do think that King Harris sounds like he's really giving his opinion through song. I do think there's a little aggressive energy towards the end of King Harris's diss where he's talking to Sirrealist. So I get the get back from Sirrealist. Yeah. But from the fans saying, why'd he even mention your name? When to me, if you follow the story, it's very clear. You know what I'm saying? And I think it starts with hyperbole. When someone says, this nigga will wash every single person out there and is not aware of every single person that's out there, I'm not necessarily upset if you believe you're that nigga that you say, okay, let's spar. Let's get out there and let's spar. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily mad at that.
Yeah. I'm not really gonna keep responding to Bobby. Y'all can have that in the chat. But what you just said literally is a contradiction. Like your answer, you said you went with Sirrealist, and of course you're gonna go with Sirrealist and Inzom, and then said you listened to him and chose Sirrealist and Inzom. Like, I don't know what that's kind of like a contradiction in yourself. Like, of course means there was no doubt you were gonna go with them. Of course I'm gonna go with the home team, but I only went with the home team after I listened to both. Like, it's like a contradiction to me. So, but I'm not gonna keep responding to that. Like, I don't necessarily care about what you or anybody's thoughts of what they like. You know, I'm just in it for. I mean, of course, my dog is king. Sirrealist is my dog. Inzom's my dog. I have no horse in the race. When the songs got brought to my attention, I kind of stated the same thing I stated on the show when we talked about it. If niggas feel like they need to get out there and say that, for sure. Do I personally feel like I need to do that? No, because I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, if I expect Sirrealist to say his best friend brother is the best nigga in the game, just like y'all can expect me to say my brothers are the nicest niggas on the coast. Like, I like it's a tribalism that I expect. You know what I mean?
It's a level of tribalism that is acceptable.
That's accepted. It's accepted. Like, because what am I gonna look like crashing out on a nigga's opinion about what he's supposed to say? Yeah, no, my brother, he top 5, but he 5. Like, that don't even hit the same. So,
but to me, that's no longer relevant because the battle is here now. So now that the battle is here, Philly brings up a good question, because Philly says it's about rapping. The beat not supposed to matter with this. The question is, what does matter? What does matter with this? What are we as a collective judging this battle by, so we can determine if there's a winner and who that winner is?
Well, we're the wrong people to ask, because we're actually fans of hip hop.
No, so I think we're the only people who's
right. But we're not the ones that are voting for who wins. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go with, to me, if you guys do a 90-second clip, there's no way that you beat a nigga who does a 4-minute diss track. Like, economically, like, to me, there's just no possible way that you can come up with a 16-bar verse of shots in a 16-bar verse that is a retaliation response. He didn't have a chance, as I stated earlier. King Harris threw shots. He didn't throw a diss song. Them two threw a diss song. So, of course, it's going to hit harder to you with the clickbait to the bars that sound like it to you. But if we're going off of song, I mean, the other two aren't necessarily songs. So I'm going to always go with the nigga who has a hook in his shit, who has double entendres, triple entendres, not just clickbaity work, like, you know, but I'm not throwing a diss at their song, at their disses. I just category it kind of different for me personally.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, then to you, one of the main criteria that matters is effort. How much effort you're putting into.
But that also goes into what niggas are saying about the beat, right? Like, it's also kind of goes into what Bobby's saying as well. Like, if you have the original, if it's an original, but
Downstar, what up?
With that, I feel like that's everybody's that has any negative thing to say about King is they're immediately going to go with the beat. Like, that's immediately what they're going to say about it, because the other two went on original sinister beats. You know what I mean? So with the antics, with
do we
the
know
Kings,
that those are original beats?
I mean, we've never heard them. They're not popular beats, I guess I should say. But I don't know if they're original or not, but they're not popular beats.
Bobby says, of course I'm sliding. Oh yeah, he read that, my bad. Yeah. Sorry, G-Way said they should have picked better beats than Bobby. Philly says it's about rapping, the beat not supposed to matter. And then Bobby says it'd be like that, dog, if you listen to the artist's work outside the battle, which proves Uno's point that there is a little bit of bias there because you're already a fan. Frank Downstar just joined. What's good, Downstar? If you want the link and you want to hop in, you're more than welcome to hop in this conversation since it started on your platform. But to you, Uno, does the beat matter in this? To you personally?
Me personally, I mean, I'm not a remix nigga. So does the beat matter to who's winning? No, not to me. But now, does it matter to, like, if I continue to respond or do different shit? Like, yeah, I mean, I believe in making a hit record out of something. You feel me? Regardless if it's a diss, regardless if it's a. Now, does it? I guess matter is kind of a wrong way to ask it. Like, I don't think it sways who wins the battle. I don't think that matters because bars are still bars.
But I'm saying, I guess, like, maybe I'm not asking the question good enough. Is bars enough to win a battle? Like, I don't feel like
in what day and age though?
In this day and age, in today, because I don't feel like bars ain't what won Kendrick and Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Those are antics. So yeah. it's antics and gimmicks.
So antics, gimmicks, effort.
I'm trying to be.
I also think I think presentation matters. You feel what I'm saying? So presentation matters. But you did help me kind of change my opinion a little bit because you're right. I don't think King Harris's can necessarily be classified as a diss track. It's more of a statement piece that says people's names, but it's not a diss track. Whereas Sirrealist set off a diss, and we're gonna get into Inzoms. I don't know that I classify Inzoms as necessarily a diss either. His feels more declarative.
It has to be because this is a response. Right?
Yeah, it's more of a response. That
would be considered a diss, right? Now, does it hit as hard as Sirrealist is? No, because Sirrealist came into it not doing homework. So he had no idea who King was. So his response was in that light, like in the light of, I don't even know who the fuck you are. So his response was that. Inzom has a different respect for King because they know each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not going to get to how it could have went. Personally, I'll be all the way transparent. How I wanted it to go, you know, how I wanted blood. So I'm the wrong nigga to now lyrically, you know what I mean? Lyrically, of course, but I'm the nigga that's gonna take it. You take it to limbo, I'm gonna take it to hell. So that's been my saying, kind of this whole week, honestly, this whole last couple days. But I'm glad that we're having it how we're having it, where it's all about the bars. But then again, like I said earlier, it's all going to be biased because honestly, there's so much tribalism in the situation that it's hard. I say this with no like animosity or anything. I have yet to see a black nigga say, like a full black nigga that runs in black circles. I have yet to see that nigga say Inzom and Sirrealist have the best one. And I have yet to see a Mexican that runs in Mexican in circles say that King Harris had the best one. So now I'm starting to see a black versus brown thing. And when that comes to Oxnard, sorry, black niggas are always going to lose because there's more Mexicans in a Mexican area.
I think that's what G-Way is getting at when he says, and it sucks to say it, but in this county, we're going to honestly expect them to bypass talent and just cater to what they're used to. And to me, like, I've said this before, I don't think that it's so obviously systemically it's a racial thing, but I don't think that people are like going out of their way to ignore Black artists and only pay attention to Latin artists. I don't think that's what's happening. I think that it's just that the Latin community is tight knit and they're not really coming into the Black community to see what's popping. You know what I'm saying? They staying on their Black.
Well, they don't look at it from a hip hop community. They look at it from like they're not looking at hip hop as a whole. Exactly. They're looking at it from what they get put on their screens or what they listen to or what they appreciate or who they know. You know what I mean? So I don't think it goes into that. That's why I said that. Now that's not me trying to be like messy with it. I'm noticing the same things. Like it's the same patterns no matter who posts it.
But
like,
this is and I talked about that, and I think this speaks volumes about King Harris, which is why we want to get to the meat and potatoes of who's actually winning after we play Inzoms. But King Harris, everything you guys have said is true. Like there's just a bigger brown population out here. But in any other situation I've ever seen like this, it would have been a landslide victory for the brown artists immediately. And it has not been that with the numbers. You feel what I'm saying? Like it has not been that with the numbers, which to me says that King Harris's legacy and who he is so sturdy that you gotta really come at this nigga with some shit to even scratch or tarnish that. And I think that to me is why this has been interesting, because like you even just said, Sirrealist didn't know, but when he found out, the tone shifted, the bass, a little bit of the bass came out of that voice.
We're gonna just keep that. We're gonna keep that for a later conversation. You know what
I'm saying? So the tone shifted a little bit. So and respectfully so.
As it should.
You know what I'm saying? Like I did the same thing. I was in LA, signed when I learned who King Harris was. I just heard he was from Oxnard, heard him rap and thought he was dope. So thought, you know, that nigga gonna respect me. You know what I'm saying? But then when I learned his history, like, oh, he really outside with it. Like if you a real nigga, you gonna have the reaction that Sirrealist had.
Yeah, I just look at it's just interesting. And I came to that notion, this is not a diss to nobody. It's miles.
What up, CC?
It's a miles difference between what Inzom did and what King Harris and Sirrealist did. And that's not me throwing no shots at anything. I just think there's a clear person who had the weaker verse of the situation, but you can't tell because of the tribalism that's going on. You know what I mean? You won't be able to see, you won't hear it come out of people's mouths. Like I love all these niggas. So I'm not coming at this with nothing. I got 2 or 3 niggas on my album, and I wanted the other nigga on my album. So I fuck with all these niggas tough. You clearly see what I'm talking about if you actually do your homework and actually look at it from a non-biased perspective of like, now if you like it, like I was having conversations with my niggas, and my niggas were, you know, some of them was on this side, some of them was on this side, you know, but that's cool. I don't have an issue with that because you're going with what you like and what you vibe with and what sticks to you and what bars stuck out to you. And that's cool. But then I'm seeing niggas like really gas something that I feel like ain't even like really like that. But like, and it's cool. Like, it's cool if you fuck with that, but that's where I'm getting my thought process.
It's too much hyperbole. You feel what I'm saying? It's too hyperbolic. Let's listen to Inzoms. He's in the mix, and then then we'll give our, because I really do want to address what you're saying. I want this is the first opportunity where I feel like where we can be real and niggas can see how we get down, if it goes left, it goes left. But I just want niggas to see how non-biased and we keep it about the music. But we got to be real today. We got to be real today.
For sure.
All right, this is Inzom's verse.
My town, not yours.
All off a compliment, confidence, really slim to none. Slick as tongue slinging, no fingers needed, I get it done. Ask a bitch about me, no doubt, and I keep them spitting such reciting on my poems in Spanish like she was praying songs. I ain't even got a discography. I'm nice for no reason. I hear you speaking, but ain't seen you with seasons. My name's embedded over the sun's letter. They drop a tab and catch a vision of me dragging you lifeless into this dump shredded. Today wasn't the day you should box your guard. I know your future second win just to pretend and fall right off. This time I won't be there to catch you, though there's no clout chasing down there with Satan. Like a good old boy, you watch the dogs. I make impeccable shit and you make excuses. I raise the whole team as supreme and none of them Judas. You talking all that gunplay, you dusty, you never use it. Truth is, I'm been for the movement, the opposite of what you did. Lose the movement, this for shooting my enemy, got some ruins. You abuse the gift I gave, so to your grave you go, you stupid. Taught you a new one on the next, I'll give Rosetta Stone. Rosetta let me dick it down in school, so now I'm extra cold. I don't need love anymore, I need pressure. Thank your insecurities for whispering I'm better. I heard it through the grapevine, drank the wine and wrote the letter. I came back with the milk, me whole, don't you forget.
Frank, hop in whenever you're ready.
This is my town, not yours.
Both, and you're right, both Inzom and Sirrealist didn't really make songs. They made kind of more content that's music-based content, like directed at King Harris. But the question is, does that hit harder? Who's up in your opinion? Who had the best presentation? Let's do two. I think the two things.
Yeah, those are two different questions.
Best presentation and who has the best, who's winning at presentation and who's winning at skill, rap skill.
Okay. So this is not biased. My niggas, don't kill me now. Don't kill me. I'm trying. He said don't be biased, so I got to come in here non-biased. Off of presentation, of course, I'm going to go with the more sinister one, right? I'm going to go with Sirrealist because of the optics behind what he did, taking the crown, having the crown on, throwing the crown off, the mass play, murder scene. I'm gonna go with the antics of what he was trying to do. You know what I mean? He wanted it to be a piece like that. He wanted the presentation to look crazy, right? I think in my mind, I'm trying to give answers without talking about like the background information that I also know. So I'm trying to come with it from.
But this is, I think it's cool if you talk about the background. You don't have to say where you got it, but but I do feel like if you got to give context, give the context. If you're cool with that.
As I said earlier, this. If you listen to what I be saying, I'll be throwing jabs to what I be knowing. But I'll reiterate this point. The original thought process that Sirrealist was coming from was, I have no idea who he is. So his tone, his demeanor, the way he decided to release it, the way he decided to go with the character shows that he had no idea who he was talking to, right? If you listen to the bars of what niggas are actually saying, he goes to saying, you're not in my top 5. He's like, you're not even in my top 5. You're not even in the bottom 3. But then later in the verse says, you write your best shit when you're talking to me. So there's a contradiction between there, right? Mm-hmm. So that lets me know that when you listen to it, your thought pattern is kind of like, oh, damn, I got to come hard. Right? So that let me know kind of where he's going with it or where he went with it. But when it comes to presentation, I'm gonna go with Sirrealist. I can't go with Inzom just because he did the same thing as Sirrealist, just in a different format.
Also, so I wanted to bring that up. So while we're talking about that, because you know how in a battle, MCs can do certain things to lose points.
Yeah.
Does not having an original presentation lose Inzom any points? Not as an artist, of course. Just in this battle.
I think, and to be clear, when we had this conversation about top 5, top 10 in the coast, 3 of these niggas were in my top 10. So all 3 of these niggas, like, is as 40 said, to me, it was a battle between 40 and Inzom, who had the better verse on the song Sin. But originally, it was just supposed to be me and King. So King never changed his verse. Everybody has the ability to rap. You know, it's different when you hear niggas how they're coming, and then you could draw your pen up versus nobody knows how anybody's coming and who got the best verse on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a little different. Does it take it to answer your question? I don't think it takes away from the presentation no more than I just don't think that was the best song. Like, I don't think that it takes points away from the song if the song was like in the top, if it was the number 1 song of the battle. Like, I think he would even say, I think he would even say non-disrespectful or non-like arrogantly if we were coming from like a humble me pie.
Mhm.
I think he would also say like, oh no, I don't even have the best verse in here. But then he would probably say, because I don't want to, mudsling, and I'm not going crazy, and I just wanted to keep it sporty. So of course he has a reason why. And would Sirrealist's verse be that sinister if he was coming it at the same way, right? If he was coming at it from a way of respect, and I respect his pen prior to, I don't like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, his pen goes to fuck this nigga. So you feel that energy coming out. Inzom isn't fuck this nigga because there's a mutual respect there, you know?
Yeah.
Who has the best song or who's rapping the best? I don't want to say who has the best song because,
well, I mean, to me, who is showing the best technical skill is what I say.
Well, the technical skill is, of course, King. He has 2 hooks. He switched his flow 4 times. He has double and triple entendres. Bars are getting missed because of niggas talking about beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas are turning off the song because they've heard this beat before, but they're not really listening to the words that are being said and how the rapping. Like I told my niggas, technically, if we're talking about technicality of what makes rap, it's hard to say that the nigga King ain't up. But if we're going off of the antics and like the certain shot bars, then of course we're gonna say Sirrealist, because this isn't a response. I keep harping on that. Like, King is kind of already already at an L low key. Like, it's kind of like if I throw shots out there, the niggas that respond to the shots are always gonna have the more like the you know what I mean? They're always gonna have the one up kind of because I'm responding. But that still shows how good I feel like King's actually, how dope King's actually is, that even when the third nigga came, I feel like he still held his own. I think when it comes to rapping ability, I'm gonna still go with King, but I think Sirrealist had the best presentation. So, and we're looking at it from a visual standpoint, right? It's not songs; they're Instagram videos. So, of course, the presentation in video is always gonna be, what it's gonna be.
Frank, what up? We got Downstar in the building.
Yo, what up, guys?
What up, my boy?
Thank you for joining.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. I love this, man. I love this conversation.
Yeah. So I mean, first of all, I'm so glad that you even asked that question. And because I don't feel like enough podcasters who have local rappers on ask about the scene in that way. And so I really do appreciate you sparking this conversation, because it's been a lot of fun. Before you asked that question, did you already have like a preconceived notion of who is the best in Oxnard to you? Like, do you follow the scene very closely?
Not really, bro. Not as much as I would like to. I barely started to realize that I might have a platform to give to like the local artists. So I've kind of just been like focusing on that. And it was just like an honest question. And I mean, I'm more of like a mainstream kind of guy. I'm not super tapped in with like the underground. So like when he asked me if I was familiar with Inzom, I wasn't familiar, but I wasn't even really familiar with Sirrealist. I just follow these guys just because they're local and I want to see what they got going on. But like until I sit with you and talk, like Uno, we talked and like then I fuck with the vibe and then I'm like, okay, cool, let's tap in. So I
That's
was genuinely just asking. And I mean, I didn't think it was gonna turn into anything, but I did clip it for that reason because I wanted to hear from the streets like, yo, is he really the dopest one out? And the only one to have any sort of pushback was King Harris. And I did see that, but I didn't know if it was even going to turn into anything.
that's dope. Had you so you hadn't heard of King Harris before this whole situation then?
Not the music at all, but I mean, just the name, you know, you just hear names around the city and stuff.
That's
And
dope.
yeah, and I feel like I come at this as a fan of music because I'm not familiar with what's going on in the underground, what's going on with the local music community, and I'm trying to be. So, you know, I have like, you know, Big Time Bake. I had him on just because and Tweezy told me about him. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh, let me check him out. And man, I fuck with his music and his story, bro. So it's dope that I'm being able to jump in here and to hear
And
everybody
now you tapped
what's
into the
going
vein.
on.
You tapped into the vein now. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you finna get all the tea. So I was just asking Uno before you hopped in. I asked Uno who do we think is winning this battle so far based on presentation and technical skill. Those are two separate things. So I mean, it could be the same person, but those are two separate things. The presentation, meaning the content that they put out behind the song, and how it looked visually, and then the technical skill, like how they're rapping, how the song sounds. Who's winning based on those things, in your opinion?
Well, when I first heard the King Harris freestyle, that's right up my alley, bro. I was loving it. I was loving everything about it. And if you're not savvy with what was going on in the streets or what happened, you would have missed the shot. You would have missed it, and you would be like, wow, that was a good freestyle that he did. But I was kind of aware of what he was talking about because I remember he was the only one that posted a GIF that was like, what? I don't fuck with what he said, and I was like, okay, I caught that, you know. But I feel like it really just started with Sirrealist. Sirrealist jumped in there, and he came out as, you know, now this is a battle because people could take shots all the time, and if you're not savvy and if you're not deciphering it and you don't even catch it, it doesn't even turn into anything. But I think after Cirilla started it, then it turned into something. So I feel like we're still in round one right now, and I think that King Harris is on the clock.
Okay. The chat is saying that they don't really want to pick a winner. They just think it's dope that everybody's rapping. And I like that too. But I do think that, like, this is.
But the niggas are saying that, but that ain't the notion that a few niggas in here commented. I just want to let that be known that
And I
comments
also
have been
I also
seen.
want to say, like, niggas don't really be talking in the chat like this unless it's unless it's beef. So let's stop pretending like we don't like this shit.
But
Can we
this
stop?
is
Because
the
the
way
chat
that
is
I see
only
it,
popping
bro.
when it's beef.
I feel like I'm outside of it. It happened on our platform, but I'm just news to everybody. I'm having King Harris on Friday. I'm stoked to have him on and to chop up about this. So I want to stay as biased as possible. Like I don't have any bias towards anybody. I want to be a fan in this, and I think that there has to be a winner at the end. Like it's just if not. This is just we're just fucking around, bro. As long as it doesn't turn it into any sort of beef, I don't want that, but I definitely want to have. I want to have a winner at the end. There has to be.
That's what me and Una were saying. This is like, there's a history of beefs. We have over like 500 episodes on our channel. So if you ever want to know the history, you can check it out. But there's been a lot of beefs in the 805, and they always kind of end not well. And
Mm,
and so this is the first one where it's like pure from the beginning. So there is no bad blood, there's no malice. It's just it's like a sparring session versus like a beef session, which is dope. And it's between like two people who are pillars in the music community, especially in Oxnard. So it's just like it's a rare perfect storm of circumstances that that is happening. And then like I think your platform is like, it's like the cake was already made and your platform was the frosting that like took it over the top. So it's really dope to see all this shit come together.
Yeah, no, I love it, bro. And like I said, I'm a fan on the outside, and just because I know these, just because I don't know these people, or I'm not familiar with their music, that doesn't mean anything. That just means that I'm out of touch. Uno's fucking killing it. I didn't know his music until I had him on. So I'm just jumping in this as a fan, trying to learn everything. And that's where I want to remain at it. I'm trying to do my due diligence to learn everything, to learn who put out music, who had features with who's doing what. Like I'm trying to figure all this out. And at the same time, lend my platform to the people that are trying to do something, man. If I can help out, I'm down to do that, you know?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So I'm not trying to escape. I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts. So I think
Let's do it.
based on presentation, I actually based on what has happened in the battle, like King Harris's presentation now, because he came off as an elder statesman. He came off as like the nigga hopping off the porch that's like, oh, y'all don't know, I'm gonna have to grab the twitch off the tree and let you know, like with the cigar. And that's kind of what the energy respectfully feels like nobody's being disciplined or anything, of course, but like it's just like, oh, you didn't know that you have someone like me in the city, let me remind you. And I think that was his entire presentation, and I think he actually nailed that messaging 100%, because I think there's people like Downstar, like Sirrealist, and not Inzom already knew, but like Sirrealist, who are like waking up to the fact that King Harris has been doing his thing, and his name, you know, you got to put some respect on his name, you know what I'm saying? So in that case, I like his presentation the best. And I do think technical, if we're talking just technical, this is the thing for me for Inzom, is like I don't like Inzom for his bars. I think Inzom to me is more of a poet, and he has really, really good like cadences. His flow is dope, and he picks super dope beats. So I think when you put all that together, it's like the dopest meal, but it's not what I'm listening to for like crazy punchlines and shit like that. I just think he just puts together a really dope he paints a really nice canvas. So I don't listen to him for aggressiveness, and it's hard for me to hear him in this battle. So I think with technical skill, I'd still have to go. I'd have to go with Harris, like for the same reason that Uno said. Like I think there's a lot of layers to his bars, and then the flow is dope. I do like the directness and griminess of what Sirrealist did, and I love the presentation of the Dark Knight and the Bane energy, but he didn't break nobody's back. And that's like if you're gonna put the mask on, you got to take over the city, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I haven't seen that yet. That can still happen, but I haven't seen it happen. And
I'll let it be known. I don't know. I don't see this going, and sorry to pop niggas bubbles, but there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes as far as just a lot of shit. I don't see this going on too much longer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what people are expecting, but I will say I don't see this happening too much longer.
I mean, I see it going to a positive place. You know what I'm saying? Like if I base it on the data, I think I see it going to a positive place. But I just, I don't know that we'll unless we pick the winner right now, unless y'all just go to connect.club and you vote in the slap arena. We have the slap arena and it's up right now. I'm gonna add Inzom there tonight. Y'all could go vote. That might have to decide the winner, because we might not get no more records. Or battle records. Let's say that we might not get no more battle records, but Yeah, so go
So,
vote.
let me ask you this, but before, like, I don't want you to get into any personal thing or anything. Do you feel
Yeah.
like people are just busy, or it's getting to a different place, or what is it? Because, like, the
I
thing,
think
it seems hot right now.
yeah, I think once I kind of alluded to it earlier. Once you get familiar with who you're talking to, language switches, right? I think conversations happen. Conversations happen. Thought processes change. Regret starts to set in.
Mm,
I think when you understand the levels and the nuances of who and what is going on, I think that changes a lot of different tones. It goes like, I mean, you could just take, I'm a movie nigga, right? So I don't need to finish a whole movie to know that I'm about to be mind fucked, right? Because they've already planted seeds throughout the whole movie that you're gonna get mind fucked. There's gonna be a twist at the end. You just got to pay attention to the scenes, and if you pay attention to the scenes, you kind of seen already just in Sirrealist's tone, from when he started, when it came out in the morning to the end of the night. You kind of just see different tone switch. So I don't know if I guess we'll see what happens. But
sorry to cut
no,
you off,
you're
but
good.
a different tone as far as, look, I was just responding. I didn't want to jump in this. Is that what you mean? Something like that?
I guess however you take it, I guess a different tone, as in, to me, it went from who the fuck is this guy to I respect his pen.
Got you. Okay.
I'll say that, and I can say that because he posted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
He
yeah.
posted that on his story. So if you pay attention to what's going on and seeing the climate, I would say this: if it was gonna go, a lot deeper, do you think the only artist, well, one of the, I could say, 6 artists that were signed to a big label would not have dropped already? Like, I think that's kind of should show you where this is particularly personally may go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, shit, like I said, as a fan, bro, I hope it does, because it seems like it's buzzing right now, and I would love to hear King Harris come out with a full diss track, because he threw the bait, they took the bait, and they ran with it. And I
And
personally feel like it could keep it. I feel like round one it's not finished yet.
no, and I agree. I agree. But I'm the messy bitch here. So but see, I totally agree. I totally agree.
I
But
think there's a way. I mean, obviously it's up to them, but I think there's a way. I mean, everybody has said and acknowledged that it's just sparring and that it's just bars. So
Yeah,
to me, now that everybody has acknowledged that, let's do the bars. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's how I feel about it. But I understand that, like, the first thing King Harris posted is that he's sensitive about his shit. You know what I'm saying? So maybe just the risk of not even risking going too far. Cause there are, to me, I'm not one of those people in battles who say that there are no lines. You call me a pedophile, we gonna fight in real life, my nigga. Like, for real. Like, I'm sorry.
facts,
I'm not gonna be like, that's just a song. No, nigga. Like,
facts,
there are lines. So
facts.
maybe just to prevent that even crossing, that, they piece it up. But we don't really know for sure. So we will wait and see. I know that no matter what, we're gonna get more records out of it. And to me, it's a
Oh,
huge,
100%.
and
100%.
regardless, to me, it's a huge W, because I don't know, I have been, following Downstar for years, you know what I'm saying? And like, the fact that this is what brings the music together and brings the scene together, to me, is a level up for everybody, which is dope.
No, bro, I love it, and I love seeing all the media networks posting local shit. We're always having to post what's going on in LA, what's going on with big artists, Drake, Kendrick, whatever, bro. And I'm just like, man, fuck that, dude. Like, we have our own ecosystem right here, and we need to keep this shit going. And not saying that they need to keep beefing, but like, Man, the fire's still hot right now, and I feel King Harris he's on the clock right now, and I'm gonna let him know that on Friday. That's how I feel like he's on the clock, and then once he gets out, and if the other guys feel like taking it to the next level, then they take it to the next level. But I mean, I'm a fan of hip hop, and I would love to see this keep going. But I feel like all three guys in it, they're not the typical Oxnard gang banging rappers. So there's a good chance that this won't turn into like it doesn't have to turn into street shit, and it will be good for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that there are, even if they are not themselves, that there are
Yeah,
always, not always, but there are ties sometimes, and
yeah,
Oxnard is the biggest. Oxnard ain't Slow County, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a little different. So I can see both sides, but I think you're right. I think if we as the media companies keep pushing, because there's just so much dope shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that if we as media companies do what we did this week, I don't really see anybody really fucking with our region at all, honestly.
for sure. No, I love it, bro, and it's that's the thing with content now, bro, is that when did that shit happen? 2 days ago, and we're already kind of like it's fizzling out. Man, fuck that, bro. Like Nas and Jay-Z, that was like 6 months before you got a response. Like, let's try to slow it down, simmer it down, and just like get going, bro. That's
Well,
me selfish. I'm being selfish.
no,
So.
I think and I think it will in one way, like I think in one way or another it will continue. It just may not continue in
It
the
will. It
in the
will.
form that we think that it.
Yeah, it will definitely continue. There will definitely be more tracks. There will definitely be more songs. I think there's definitely be more visuals. I think our expectations are what we want always leads to when you're talking about a sector of Oxnard or a sector of or a certain type of people, right? There's a certain type of people within our community that we necessarily don't understand are those type of people. And so when you have that, it's kind of best to like be peaceful. You know what I mean? Like when you have
Yeah.
those type of situations. So yeah, we as fans, we're always gonna say just keep it rap, keep it rap, keep it rap. But like some niggas aren't wired that way. You know what I mean? And some people, and you can do a disrespectful thing, say a disrespectful thing, and it leads to a whole different thought process that we may not be expecting. So, but I definitely know 100% what's going on and what's going on in the background, and there will definitely be more songs, without a doubt. There will be more songs, without a doubt, hands down. There will be that, but it probably will look a lot different than what we're expecting.
Yeah, well, I'm here for it, bro, and I'm waiting for Inzom to respond to get him on the pod too. But I'm gonna definitely dive into this shit, bro, and see what they're really talking about. Because when we do the podcast, that's like 2.5 hours, bro, of just straight digging
Hell
into
yeah.
shit.
For
You about to
sure.
give us like a month of content. I fuck with it. Let's go.
Sure.
Let's go.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I appreciate you coming on, man. Let our audience know how they could best support what you got going on.
I mean, if you can't just support Downtime with Downstar, I'm on my podcast Hustle right now, and it's just for fun, Uno's putting me on the game, and I started a Patreon because he's like, you shouldn't be doing this shit for fun. But it's been a good time, man, and I appreciate you guys, and thank you for all the shares and all the love, bro. This is exciting to me.
Of course, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. Thanks for coming.
My
on.
dog.
All right,
Uno.
bro. Talk to you.
All right,
soon.
Brody. Yes,
Please.
sir.
All right,
Uno, let
peace.
the people know how they can support what you got going on.
Yeah, man. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/7pn. Go ahead and give all my 7 record niggas a follow. Make sure you stay locked into all their Instagrams to see what's going on, especially King Harris at this moment. And yeah, bro, my album is out, Stadium Love Song, so make sure you go get that. If you just tired of beefing and you want to hear some love music, tap into that album. And yeah, bro, I'm here Wednesday and Thursday with the gang. You heard me?
Yes. Excuse me. Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. See you tomorrow, Uno, and I'll catch up with you later, Frank. Deuces.
All right, peace.
CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. My name is the Holy Lord Sanctus, God of the Coast, your host on the only station that plays 805 hip hop and R&B every Wednesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, making us the only station committed to the coast, yo. That's why y'all gotta fuck with us. You gotta give it up. Let us know what you think in the chat if you're watching this at a later time, man. Who's winning the battle right now? Go check them out. Follow them all. Sirrealist, King Harris, Inzom, all out of Oxnard. Go follow them all. Get familiar with their catalogs. Follow them on Spotify. Do the whole thing. Let us know who you think is winning the battle. You can also check them out on the Slap Arena at connect.club. That's connect with an X. CONNXCT.club. I've been having a lot of fun building this site, y'all. I'm getting really good at building websites. So shout out to me Arden, who's putting me on. Yo, he deserves a round of applause. But go check it out. Connect.club, connect with an X. And we'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific time. I hope to see y'all there. Check out the blogs at our website. We got Cece in the chat. She writes a lot of those blogs and they're super fire if you're trying to get familiar with the scene. And we'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. I want to hear this. All right. Deuces, y'all.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. The devil is a bitch. The devil is a B-I-T-C-H. The devil is a bitch.